So joining us live from Washington, D.C. is Firas Maksad. He is a professor specializing in international affairs at George Washington University. Thank you very much for speaking to us. And so, as we've been saying, rebel forces are under pressure in all directions in Aleppo as the regime continues to take one district after another, including the old city. They made a statement today calling for a 5-day ceasefire, but made no mention of talks, the possible movement of rebel fighters out of Aleppo. Do you see a deal being struck in which that happens?
Mariam, I don't see a deal. I don't think that one should rule one out, but the prospects of that are pretty slim right now for several reasons. One being the very structure of the rebel forces in Aleppo. Those rebel forces are composed of both moderate and more extreme Islamist organizations. And the Russian demand that those be parted is going to be very difficult to implement. In fact, it might even cause infighting within the rebel forces. So therefore, I find that the Russian demands are unrealistic, and Russia here, together with the Syrian regime and Iranian-backed forces, are on the precipice of scoring a military victory that they would prefer to achieve through a negotiated outcome. But either way, they are looking at a victory in Aleppo, and one that might be coming very soon.
What are the options for rebel fighters then? Where do they move to if they are to survive?
Well, the offer as it stands is for some of the more moderate rebel forces to be given a safe passage to Idlib province, the only province that is still largely under rebel control in northwestern Syria. However, that also, in the longer term means that the rebel forces have been encircled, that the Syrian regime has, together with Iranian proxies and Russian air cover, recovered most major urban areas in Syria. Together with the Syrian coast facing the Mediterranean. So it is a very dire situation for rebel forces once they lose Aleppo. There is, of course, some rebel pockets in southern Syria, but those have largely been quiet along the Jordanian borders.
So, from what you're saying, the Assad regime may well succeed in regaining control of all the crucial cities in Syria, and now there is only Aleppo. And we know that they're making strong gains there. What then comes afterwards? Are we likely to see a prolonged insurgency and civil war elsewhere?
That's an excellent question, Mariam, and it allows me to paint a broader picture of the geopolitical situation in the region. Russia today has succeeded in becoming the dominant player in Syria. It has been able to accommodate the interest of other regional actors, including Turkey, which have entered northern Syria with Russian approval, and also Israel, which has taken conducted several airstrikes targeting Hezbollah positions in Syria, with also having that Russian approval. It seems that the United States have forfeited Syria altogether. We've known that for quite some time now with the Obama administration. And with President-elect Trump, there's even a less of a desire to play a role in Syria and more of a willingness to allow Russia to manage that situation. And one has to say that Russia has proven quite adept at doing so, again, accommodating the interest of other regional players, including Turkey and Israel.
And so just to be clear about this, from what you're saying, Assad is likely to regain control of core cities in Syria, but not geographical Syria, which he once held.
That is very true. In fact, most of the fighting that is taking place today is fighting that is being done by foreign forces, militias, mostly Shia militias, Lebanese Hezbollah, Iraqi militias, and also Iranian forces because of manpower shortages that the regime continues to suffer from. So we're not talking about a scenario in which the Assad regime is able to control all of Syria anytime in the near future. In fact, I think there is a battle looming for Raqqa, the capital of ISIS in Syria. That's a separate story. But they will be able to regain what is called or termed as useful Syria, i.e. the major urban areas, the backbone of the country and the coast.
Firas Maksad in Washington, D.C., thank you.